Welcome to www.fixedincomeinvestor.co.uk. This website is intended for investors, brokers and advisors in the sterling bond markets. And by this we mean gilt-edged stock, corporate bonds, PIBs and even bond ETFs. I hope you'll take some time to explore this website, but in the meanwhile this short tour will show you the main features that we have to offer. Firstly, I'm going to show you the analysis section of the website. We're then going to go back and have a look at the prices and data section and also the educational material that's available. So let's look at our bond of the week. This is a feature we update generally on Wednesdays, highlighting interesting investment opportunities in the fixed income market. We cover a range of subjects: gilts, index-linked gilts, corporate bonds and PIBs. And this particular bond that we're highlighting here is an issue by the Prudential Corporation, the 6 1/8 2031. It's a subordinated bond, but we cover other classes of investment all the way up to some of the AAA issues, and we try to move it around, covering a different subject each week. Just going back to the analysis section, there are a couple of other things that you may be interested to look at. We have the Monthly Banker, which is written by my colleague Jackson Wong, covering macroeconomic events and also looking at things like policy rates and inflation. We also have the Model Portfolio, where we track a portfolio of around £100,000 as a private investor might, and here we look at concepts like structure and diversification, and it's a good way to learn about how to run a bond portfolio. We also have the Bond Blog, which I update with news and developments from the bond markets. Quite a lot of our readers send in emails and other features which are highlighted here, so there's a degree of interactivity. We're going to go on and look at the bond price and data section. This perhaps is the most important area of the website. Traditionally, bond prices have really only been accessible for fixed income professionals, fund managers, brokers and the like, but we've opened this up somewhat with the website, and we have daily price feeds from Bondscape, the market making consortium, on gilts and corporate bonds, sterling corporate bonds that is, and indeed PIBs. It's a pretty useful section of the website. When you click on the corporate bond section, it will show you the list of bonds in order of maturity, the shortest bond first, and we can see here a General Electric issue with just a month to run. But if you scroll down the page, it will take you all the way through to some of the long dated issues, and we can see some issues here with 20 years or more to run. There are even a few perpetual or undated issues. We don't have every single sterling bond, that really wouldn't be possible, but we have a selection of approximately 200 liquid issues, and most of these issues are also in the 1,000 minimum denomination, which is very useful for the private investors. So just going to take a look at one bond here, General Electric Capital Corporation. It's the 4 5/8 January 2016 issue. So we click on it and it pulls up a price chart. We can see here how the bond has recovered from the spring lows, probing a price at 95 at the time of recording. There's also some other information that you can see here. For instance, we have the price, the coupon, the yield, the maturity, and so on and so forth. You'll find charting options on the right hand side of the screen, and you can quickly switch it over to plot a chart of the yield, which is quite interesting. You can see the enormous volatility that we've had in this bond over the credit crunch and the ensuing events. Quite some movement there. Just going to go back to the home page now and tell you about perhaps the third category of information that's available on this website, and that's the education section. We have a Learn About Bond section, which we call the Fixed Income University. You'll find it here on the right hand side of the page. So we'll just click on it and move on in. I think this is pretty important. Most investors are fairly well versed in the world of equities. There's so much coverage in the conventional media, but it's a little bit more difficult when it comes to bonds, at least if you're not used to them. We have a range of articles here. We explain about the different types of bonds. We talk about the risks. We take you through credit ratings and so on and so forth, and some of the maths involved. and we move on to some articles about how to buy bonds, the more practical aspect of it, and indeed how to build a portfolio. So I hope you find that section useful. So that pretty much wraps it up for Fixed Income Investor. Thank you for listening to this presentation. The website is produced by Investors Intelligence, which is a division of StockCube Research, authorised and regulated by the FSA, and we're also sponsored by Bondscape, the bond market making consortium. So good luck with the bond markets. I hope you make it part of your investment process going forward. Thank you.